you were picked to do this movie, James, and to build this DC universe. The movie's out. It's not even a week.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Relief, you know. The business of movies is a strange one because what you're doing is you're, committing, years of your life to a project like this. So for the past 3 years, I've worked on Superman. And then the movie is released, and you're like, is the public going to like it? Are the critics going to like it? And is it going to make money? And unfortunately, with this one, it went well on all three of those fronts. Yeah. But, I've had ones that have done well on one or none, and it's not as fun.
What is this? Crypto!
You are depicting Superman as more human. He's still this all-powerful being.
Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button and ring the notifications bell so you never miss the latest explosive insights, shocking stats, and movie secrets we uncover here on Stats In. You are going to want to stay tuned. Good day, movie maniacs, trivia titans, and Hollywood hustlers. Imagine this. The very heart of Tech Town, California is shaking, not because of innovation, but because big-budget blockbusters are gasping for air. Yes, you heard me. Those cinematic behemoths that once ruled the box office are now looking like they need an energy drink. Today, on Stats In, we dive deep into why Hollywood's biggest bets are suddenly feeling bet on. Here is the gist. Giant films are bleeding box office cash. Studios are pouring insane amounts of money into tentpole pictures, but ticket sales are not matching the hype. Why is Hollywood's blockbuster model itself becoming blockbusted? It is a perfect storm of streaming, audience fatigue, and soaring production costs, and I'm here to break it all down with stats, sass, and a side of sarcasm, because why not entertain you while we investigate? Let us start with money in motion pictures. A decade ago, a blockbuster with a $200 million budget, that was excitement incarnate. Today, that is just Tuesday. Studios now drop $300 million or more on effects, star salaries, and marketing, only to be shocked when global box office returns are mediocre at best. The problem? Ticket prices are soaring, but fewer people are showing up. It is like restaurants jacking up prices, but then wondering why tables are empty. Now, imagine streaming platforms invading the scene. They are no longer side hustles, they are major players. Audiences would rather wait a few months and marathon a movie at home than pay $30 for a theater ticket and overpriced popcorn. Why wrestle with traffic in LA when you can lie flat on your couch in Canberra? The economics simply do not line up. Studios are still banking on theatrical releases, but the instant gratification culture is rewriting the equation. Next, we have audience fatigue, and it is real. People are tired of reboots, sequels, and endless franchise milking. When your entire film slate is built on existing characters or recycled ideas, audiences feel like they are stuck in a Hollywood Groundhog Day. You cannot blame them for wanting something fresh. Original ideas are riskier, I know, but the constant recycling of the same old heroes and villains is burning people out. It is like ordering the same takeaway every night. Eventually you crave real cooking. Add production costs to the mix, and you have a financial storm. Logistics, special effects, and location filming are hitting the stratosphere. A blockbuster in 2025 involves more digital magic than the entire Millennium Falcon, and that magic does not come cheap. Meanwhile, inflation is not being kind to studio accountants. They are sweating bullets. Let us talk about marketing madness. Studios dump hundreds of millions into advertising, trailers, merchandise, influencer tie-ins, and midnight premiere events. It feels like more money is spent to whisper, "Come watch me," than on making the movie itself. That is like paying an actor more to hype the play than to act in it. And for what? Sometimes the return on that hype is flatter than an out-of-town reviewer's review. Then there is the global box office paradox. Studios tell themselves, "Aha! If domestic fails, the international will save us." But international tastes are complicated. Some countries favor different genres, some restrict certain content, and then you have geopolitical issues or currency fluctuations messing with your bottom line. It is optimistic to think the world will always be your redemption arc. Meanwhile, streaming giants producing their own blockbusters add another nail in the coffin. Netflix, Amazon, Apple, and the others are not just distributing, They are producing huge films and keeping them exclusive. That means the same pool of audience dollars is divided again. And when a streaming giant drops a blockbuster directly to your screen, why would you pay to see it in a cinema? You would not, especially if they throw in some popcorn snacks or free shipping on your remote. We also cannot ignore event fatigue. Cinemas used to promote blockbusters as events. This is going to be the biggest, the loudest, the most epic movie you will ever see. But when every release is branded as the next big thing, Wonder Woman Part 12, Spider-Verse Reboot 25, everything feels like a big thing all the time. Audiences get numb. That ticket line thunder loses its roar. Of course, some filmmakers are pivoting brilliantly. Smaller-scale blockbusters are emerging, films that cost less, but rely on clever storytelling, strong characters, and niche audiences rather than pure spectacle. These are the films that avoid the trap of, we must blow up everything in the sky, and instead choose to blow minds. They are the underdue. Good day, movie fanatics, data devotees, and DC obsessives. Imagine this. James Gunn quietly finishes a monster-sized treatment for the next chapter in his Superman universe, and what he's building might not just be another sequel. Today on Stats In, we're unpacking the secretive, ambitious, and yes, slightly scandalous evolution of Gunn's superfamily universe. But before we jump in, hit subscribe and ring that notifications bell. If you want to stay ahead with hot DCU news, bold breakdowns, and stats that make your jaw drop, you belong here. Alright, let us dive in. Here's what's going on. Gunn's not just making Superman 2, he's building a whole saga, and he calls it the Superfamily. According to recent comments, James Gunn has already finished the treatment for the next story in this saga. He's not shy. We're scheduling it now, going to shoot much sooner rather than later. That is not vague ambition, that is laser-focused world building. Now, here is the wild bit. This follow-up is not necessarily a traditional Superman sequel. Gunn himself clarified that while Superman has a major role, he's not calling it Superman 2. This is not just a continuation, it's a new chapter that spreads out into a larger universe. So what else is in this superfamily? For starters, Supergirl is officially on deck. Millie Alcock, who recently appeared, is set to star in her own film, scheduled for June 26, 2026. That means the superfamily really could mean family, Superman, his cousin Kara, maybe more. But wait, there is more drama in the shadows. Maria Gabriela de Faria is playing the Engineer, a very dangerous, very tech-savvy villain in this universe. Her powers? Nanotechnology in her bloodstream, letting her shapeshift into deadly high-tech weapons. And according to some behind-the-scenes whispers, Luthor's Batgirl might be more than just an ally. There's speculation of a romantic entanglement. Yes, you heard that right. Lex Luthor and the Engineer possibly dating? If true, that's a totally twisted power play, or a very, very dangerous